Unscripted.
You know, when Mark Cerny gave his original deep dive of the PlayStation 5 back in March of this year, that seems like a long time ago, but it really wasn't that long ago. And at the end of the day, I do really feel like, you know, this is something that clearly he's done a really good job at and building a console. And I know it's fun. And even I've made fun of the guy a little bit, you know, like the church lady or whatever from Saturday Night Live. I get it. He's a very understated person, but that doesn't mean that he's not, you know, that doesn't mean that he's not actually out there creating a fantastic console, a console that, you know, a lot of people want, a console that obviously is very popular and very well crafted, so far punching well above its weight and doing a really good job. And he's actually prompted responses from Microsoft now because, like I've said, and I've been doing some videos about this, the actual specifications of the PlayStation 5 and the performance of the PlayStation 5 has been above that of what you know, they're able to accomplish with the Xbox Series X. And I think that that's something that is going to be probably the case for a long, you know, again, I wouldn't expect a lot of differences here, right? I wouldn't expect a lot of big changes. Even Digital Foundry said, you know, they can update these things all they want, but at the end of the day, you know, the PlayStation 5 dev kits are getting updated as well, and it's just that kind of situation where that's going to happen. So again, this is something that, like, as fans, we can just kind of have to sit back and go, okay, well, maybe we were wrong when we were saying that this is going to be something that you know, that plays best on Xbox Series X all the time. You know, I just 100% feel like this is something that maybe we could have thought better as, you know, as fans or whatever. It just seems so weird to me that all the stuff that's happening and all the promises that were made, you know, at the end of the day, we just got this situation where, you know, Microsoft kind of dropped the ball. You know, not only did they pimp all this whole idea of the most powerful console, and that's the biggest problem, right? If they had just been, you know, kind of let it go or whatever, and not have been like all about it, I think we'd be in a much better spot. But the fact that they kept saying, "Oh, most powerful console, it eats monsters for breakfast, it does this, it does that," right? So they keep saying, they keep relying on that, and, you know, pretty much at the end of the day, none of that stuff ended up being true. None of that stuff ended up happening the way that they said it would. And to make things worse, to put an even bigger spotlight on them, which is something Microsoft tends to do, is they had no launch AAA exclusives. They have nothing to showcase the console. So people were looking to third parties to sort of fill that gap, and then obviously it didn't fill that gap. So this is a huge problem for Microsoft, and hopefully it's something that you know, they can rectify. I don't think they'll ever rectify it in the amount of ways that they wanted to. And what I mean by that is obviously this is something that's going to be an issue going forward for them, because it doesn't have this huge leap in ability the way that, you know, some of these other places have. So yeah, this is going to be a big problem for them, but I want to get into it because we got some cool stuff to talk about. I'm interested in hearing your guys' feedback too. Exactly what do you think this means? But let's get into it. What's up, everybody? Crapgamer here with Crapgamer Reviews, back with another video. Thank you so much for checking it out. I really do appreciate it. Please like, share, subscribe. I would appreciate that as well. It helps out the channel, and it means a lot to me personally. If you're looking for a way to help out my small little crappy channel, the best way to do that is to simply like a video. I'm being 100% honest with you. Liking a video is really the best way that you can go about helping any YouTuber. It's free for you guys to do, and it means a lot to me personally. So thank you guys so much for always rocking out with me and just being cool. It means a lot to me. So hopefully you guys are all having a good Thanksgiving, those that celebrate, and you know, hopefully you guys are all staying safe, happy, and healthy, and all that kind of good stuff as well. You know, you're fantastic people, and shout out to all the old subscribers, new subscribers, and everybody in between. You guys really are amazing. So I'm very thankful for all the fans and all that kind of stuff. So thank you so much for just always being there for me and rocking out with me. So with that being said, clearly the PlayStation 5 doing some fantastic things. Winning these face-offs is something that I thought would never happen to the extent that they are. I mean, I figured they would be close, and I've been saying that for a while. And the reason why I've been saying that for a while is obviously this is a situation where you know, where the Xbox Series X was hyped up as this 12 teraflop machine. And to be completely real with you, what does that exactly mean? Well, it meant that we were supposed to get, you know, we were supposed to get these games that just look so much better on everything. You know what I mean? It was supposed to look better on the PlayStation, or it was supposed to look better on the Xbox Series X. PlayStation was going to get totally stomped. It was, you know, never going to be able to look as good. Like, this is exactly what you know, what the big problems were. And I feel like that's a huge issue. Like people really thought that this was something that was going to happen, and unfortunately for Xbox and Microsoft and Xbox fanboys, it's something that didn't really happen. So, you know, what's to rectify this? How can Microsoft respond to this? Well, they actually did respond to this in a very interesting way, and I want to kind of go over to it. Actually, the PS5 third-party games that are outperforming the Xbox Series X, Microsoft, quote, vows to resolve the issues with devs. Obviously, the Xbox Series X was supposed to be the most powerful console of all time, a 12 teraflop monster that would wipe out the competition, but thus far we haven't really seen that in action. From Assassin's Creed Valhalla to Devil May Cry 5 to Dirt 5, numerous next-gen third-party games are actually running better on the PlayStation 5. More to the point, we've seen very few examples of games running dramatically better on Xbox Series X and PS5. So why is this? Well, according to a new interview, Sony got PS5 dev kits out to studios far in advance of Microsoft. In fact, Microsoft only started to allow publishers to submit Xbox Series X and S games for certification back in June. Why were Microsoft so slow in getting tools to developers? Well, it could have something to do with the company opting to include full RDNA 2 support in the Xbox Series X. In a recent interview, Phil Spencer admitting manufacturing of the new console was pushed back as they waited for AMD's new technology. So it seems the difference between PS5 and Xbox Series X at this point is mostly a question of optimization, according to Microsoft, that is, and they're going to be working hard with third parties to bring their games up to snuff. This is what they said. We are aware of performance issues and a handful of optimized titles for Xbox Series X and S, and are working with our partners to identify and resolve the issues to ensure an optimal experience. As we begin a new console generation, our partners are just now scratching the surface of what next-gen consoles can do, and minor bug fixes are expected as they learn how to take full advantage of our new platform. We're eager to continue working with developers to further explore the capabilities of Xbox Series X and S in the future. So obviously, will the Xbox Series X eventually harness those 12 T-flops of power and surpass the PS5 terms of performance? We don't really know. The PS5 is kind of a mysterious piece of technology, and who knows what devs might be able to pull out of it. But if you go back again to that Mark Cerny deep dive, he said it's dangerous to sort of kind of go in there with that idea that, you know, teraflops are the be-all, end-all. And I think that that's something that we're starting to see a lot more of lately. You know, we are definitely starting to see a situation where these things are starting to add up to where he was really right. You know, he ended up being extremely right, and I think that you can't really take that away from the guy because he's a very intelligent person, and he created, you know, the PS4, the PS5. He's created a lot of games, so he's in there and knows exactly what he's doing. So I think that we have to kind of keep that, you know, in our minds when we look at this kind of stuff. You know, we have to be able to understand that these people are the ones that are actually creating these consoles, you know what I mean? And, you know, for him personally to be able to do this, like I said, I think like there were so many armchair developers, so many armchair people. It's just sort of ridiculous that we end up seeing so many people that were talking them out of their butts and didn't have any clue what they were talking about when it comes to game design or console design. It's like at the end of the day, you know, like even me, I can report you know, on the news and stuff like that, but at the same time, if at the end of the day you know, I'm not a technical person. I'm not a engineer. I haven't designed a console, so how the hell would I know how things are going to work out? Like, I don't. And I think that's something that people are starting to learn now, that a lot of these people and armchair people don't really know what the hell they're talking about. And you know, I just think that it's like, you know, let's just take these people's word for it. You know, like, I think that that's what we have to do. We have to take the people's word for it, the people that actually design these things and, you know, make these things. And I think that that's going to be where we sort of have to take things from now on, in terms of you know, take their word for it. And I do hope that we continue to get, you know, more and more information as things come along. But don't ever sleep on Sony and think that they made some kind of mistake with their consoles and stuff like that, because you're going to end up looking foolish at the end of the day. And I just feel like that's something that obviously a lot of people are going to try to avoid. So anyway, with that being said, I'm going to link this article. You guys can check it out. What do you guys think? Do you think that the PlayStation 5 is ever going to succumb to the beast of 12 teraflops? Let me know. Please stay safe, happy, and healthy. Thanks for watching. Rack 'em up. Game on. Game on. Crapgamer out.
Unscripted.